Hi guys, it's good to see you again today. In this video, I will be sharing my exciting relocation story, my own experiences. Remember, I'm not an immigration agent or an immigration lawyer. I'm just sharing my own experiences. Welcome to my channel. My name is Taffy. So today I will tell you more about my journey from Zimbabwe to New Zealand. To begin with, I'll give you a brief history about my work life, which started in 2006 when I had my diploma in education from Bondo Teachers College. After that, I was teaching from different schools until one day I decided I have to embark on a professional growth. That's when I decided to go for a bachelor's degree with MSU. It took me 3 years, then I proceeded to my master's degree with Women's University in Africa. So after that, I told myself, I think it's high time I relocate because, Zimbabwe is so hard to survive as a civil servant. Remember, I was a civil servant working for the government, and the salaries are a public secret. Everybody knows how much Zimbabwean teachers are getting. So I tried several routes. I tried to go as a PhD student. I tried to relocate as an ECE teacher, but it wasn't fruitful until one day my friend said that, do you know that teachers are going to Canada? I tried the Canada route, I failed, and we just got one moment which turned our lives. Kuzi, my sister, saw a post on Facebook, and the post was talking about ECE teachers relocating to New Zealand. She got so interested, and that's when she said, oh, I think I'll give it a try. As a person working in Zimbabwe, I was like, going to New Zealand, of course I really wanted to relocate, but my thoughts were like, if I move, how about my kids? How about my job of 17 years? How about my pension? How about my car, my house? I was thinking of so many things. I also thought of my mother because I'm from a family where my parents are old, and I was like, if I move, who will look after my parents? Because remember, I was the runner in our family. If my mom falls sick, I was the first person to go and see her. If my father was sick, I would also go there. So those are some of the things that were dragging my decision to relocate. So my sister relocated earlier, and I had my qualifications evaluated in December 2022, and I received my NZQA in January 2023. So from January 2023, I was just like, no, I will still have to decide if I have to go or not. And in this year, I had a son who was in Form 1, who was starting Form 1, and Form 1 demanded a lot of money. So we paid over 1,500 for my son's school fees. As a start pack, it was 1,500 for him to go to Kokomere. So it meant that I had two kids in boarding school, one at Serima and one at Kokomere. So at first we were managing so well, but come second term, it was like we didn't have much savings because we already had used a lot of money to send the young boy to school. That's when I said, but I have my NZQ. And that's when I went to Arupe University to write my PTE examination. I didn't have enough time to practice this PTE because apparently I was an online English teacher, and my main aim by being an online teacher was to raise enough money to travel and to pay the kids' school fees. So my schedules were so tight, therefore studying for the PTE examination was next to impossible. I just thank God because I crossed the pass marks just by a few marks, but I did it. And from then, that's when I started my job hunt voyage. In May I applied for over 50 jobs and I didn't get a reply. But beginning of June, one of the applications that I made brought a fruitful result. I was interviewed and I got a job. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So, when you get a job, you get motivated to do more and more and more. So my motivation increased, and when they sent the visa token, I was more than happy to have it, because already I was saving my money since I was already motivated. I applied for the visa. By that time, my visa was so cheap. It was 750 NZD. I paid for my visa, and it was a Monday. 3 days down the line, I received an email which expected me to send medical results. Oh, then I went to Harare. I used Dr. Posen to have my medicals. He sent my medicals on that day. So I booked for medicals with Dr. Posen, and I was told to go on a Friday. So on that Friday, I went and my results were sent to New Zealand. Luckily, it was so fast for me, and on the 4th day, after my medicals, I received my visa. So it didn't take so much for me to receive my visa. So it was time for me to leave my home country. Believe me, it wasn't an easy decision, but I had to make it. I had so many considerations, especially considering that the second term was so hard for us in terms of paying our kids' school fees. So I had to move because I already had 2 kids in the boarding school, and we were expecting another one to be in the boarding school in the following year. So it was something that I had to do. So I left Zimbabwe on the 22nd of August 2023 and arrived here on the 24th of August. Apparently that is due to the time zones, the differences in time zones. So it's basically 2 days to travel from Zimbabwe to New Zealand, but it looks like it takes longer because of the time zones. Well, it was time to embrace a new culture, time to meet new people. So, transition to New Zealand. That was the beginning of my incorporation of the Maori values in my teaching methodology.